Hey everyone, it's Sue here. On this piece of paper, I have some leftover Brusho. And Brusho is a powdered pigment. And on this piece of canvas, I have some wet white gesso. And I just sprayed a little bit of water, just a tad, just to activate that pigment just a little bit more. And look at that. I really like the way that looks. Now this piece of canvas with the words on it, I'm just going to tear it, which leaves a really nice edge, right? And now the other edge I'm going to go ahead and fray. And I decided to go ahead and cut it in two. And the lengths of them are different. They're a little bit different. And I'm just figuring out where I want to place everything. And I'm using the heavy body gel, and it really holds down the canvas really nicely on the other piece of canvas on top of the gesso. Now this particular look was very inspired by the last Finnabair YouTube video, at least on the right side of this page. And I pulled out some popsicle sticks as well as these long sticks, and I went with just the one popsicle stick. I put the other one back in my stash, and I'm sure I will use it someday. I actually think I got these popsicle sticks from old rub-on, you know, the little kits. And I'm just going to place these here. Now that super heavy gel, it looks white, but it will dry clear. So it's really no worries if it looks white. I know that it'll be okay in the end. I do try not to leave too much excess though, just for like drying time. And there it is so far, and I like it so far. Now this little piece is just a little piece of mesh, and it has a little bit of silver. And it's interesting. I thought I was going to go silver on this page, but you'll see that that changes. And here's the modeling paste with a Prima stencil. And their stencils are like a heavy cardboard. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, they're not going to last. You can't wash them. But I've used them over and over again, and I like them a lot. So I can highly recommend them. And I wanted to get a lot of texture on here, so I put a lot on. And you'll see how it looks when I pull it off. Watch. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? I love that. And then I got a little metal piece in it right there. Oh, well, what are you going to do? So now I'm going to put some down in the lower right. And I like the way that they make their stencils because they fit so well on the edge of a page or on a corner. They're just made perfectly for it. And I love the way that that looks as well. And I'm just going to lift it up so that you can see. So a lot of textures going on. And here are some gold mica flakes. And it's very much like fish food. You know, like the flakes that you feed to like goldfish? It looks exactly like that. It has a really nice shine to it. And I'm putting it on the wet modeling paste, so it's actually sticking to it. Doesn't that look pretty? Nice and shiny. And then I decided I was going to put the word praise over here with these thickers. And you'll notice that I have a shirt on now. That's because it's a couple hours later. I was going to let the modeling paste just dry overnight, and then I sat here thinking, and I got up to, you know, to get the letters on there. Now it is the next morning, and I'm using, these are flakes. It's a paste with flakes in it. And you can see that jar is almost done. And I will probably get more when I finish this jar. I actually think I got it on clearance or something. But when it dries, you can see the flakes there. I mean, it's very visible. It's very visual. And I like that a lot. So I'm just putting the paste with the flakes in it around, because on the lower right is where my main cluster is going to be. And this is a lot of fun for me. I enjoy this, you know, thinking of the composition, right? And where do I have my vertical? Where do I have my horizontal? And trying to figure all that out and then make it happen is just one of my favorite things to do. And I wanted to see that popsicle stick, so I just wiped some off, and I'm going to lift it up for you to take a look. So now at this point, it's like a few hours later, so I let that set for just a little bit, and you'll see I have a key in there now. See that key? It wasn't there before. I decided to throw it in there while it was wet, and it actually dried within that flaky paste. And I just took some rub-ons that I have that I got it Tuesday morning and put it all around the page. Just to pull in, you know, some black, to pull in, you know, a little bit more of some visual interest. And it was actually a little bit hard to decide where to put like the numbers and what numbers to put. But you know what? I just do what looks good to me. I don't know if it's right or wrong or whatever. Now I wanted to get something above the key right here. And I thought that looked good. And I just put one more set of numbers under the word praise. And I like the way that it looks against that white. So the canvas itself is actually just a piece of canvas, a sticky back canvas that I put on a piece of cardboard. So it's a canvas, but not a thick, like a 1-inch canvas. It's just like a sheet of canvas, sticky canvas, which is from Ranger. And I'm back with the Brush-Os, and watch this. I love this. So you, excuse me, you just spray the water on and let it drip and watch where it goes. And that was why I wanted that modeling paste to be so thick, because I knew I was going to do this and I wanted it to get a really good effect. And so I'm doing the same thing now at the bottom of the page. And I will definitely go ahead and spray it, and just watch this. Watch how it changes the color of that paste with the flakes in it. Oh, just wonderful. And here it comes. And I will be changing the color of that word praise, because dark on dark, it just, you know, excuse me, wasn't the best thing to do, but I'll change it. You'll see just at the photos at the very end, you know, watch the word praise to see what I did with it. Now this area up top here in the upper left, I got to tell you, that was my area that I really struggled with, and I changed it many, many, many times. But I'm just pulling some of the excess of blue off just because I liked it a little bit lighter. And I also pulled in 3 words that I felt went really well with the word praise. And these are very old stickers. And this one says celebrate and experience. And then the third word is hope, that you'll see in just a minute. And out of the 3, I wanted to figure out the placement of them. So I'm just kind of holding them and decided to go with this. And the end of the word hope does stick, you know, off of the page, but I do go and give that a trim off camera. And now I'm working on the metal pieces, and I'm working on the focal point of the page, which, like I said, was in the lower right. And I'm using that super heavy gel, and you can see it, but like I mentioned before, you know, it dries clear. And this little heart is from Prima. And I do try to just remove if there's, like any major chunks going on. And this string right here, that's the string I pulled off of that canvas. And I didn't throw it away. I figured, let me use it. Let me use it. So I'm just taking a little round metal piece and putting it there. So again, just like with the figuring out how, what's horizontal, what's vertical, where should I put the vertical, all of that. I go through the same thought process with, round pieces or long straight pieces of metal and wood and, keys and this and that and everything else. So to me, it's a thought process that I really enjoy, and because the end result I like a lot. So that little horizontal metal piece down there, I thought just brought it all together. And I'll just lift it up there for you to see. Now I have little glass beads, and they're like a pewter color, and they're great to use, and I like the look of them, except that they roll all over the place, so you just have to be prepared to make a bit of a mess. Now, I mean, if you're doing a page like this, you shouldn't care too much about making a mess. Because there's so much on this page that, I mean, there's stuff everywhere, right? But I do like the way that they look, and I'm pulling in some of these art stones, which are just like little round pieces of foam. They look like stone, but they're foam. They're really, really, really light, and I'm just placing some around. Now I have some gold Adirondack paint, and it's old paint, and it's thick, so it's almost like a paste. So I took my palette knife and I'm going to place some gold on a few areas of this page. This is also a lot of fun for me. Like where it's like I just kind of think visually, where will it look good? Like doing things in threes a lot of times is good, although you don't have to. But what I do like to do is make sure that the page looks, I want to say even. When I say even, I mean, if there's gold here, I want it to be offset with gold in another place on the page. That's what I try to do. That's what I try to do. Now, that upper left right here, after putting that gold on, I really liked a lot, but could I leave it alone? No, I could not. So you'll see it changes throughout the page. And guess what I'm going to do here, everybody? I think you already know. You see my little fan brush there. So it's time to splatter. And what I was trying to do was, I'm going to actually lift it up, is get the splatter where, like in the upper right, no, the lower right and the upper left, to where the splatter is, and not get too much on the white itself. And I'm just going to lift it up here for you to get a really good look at it. I'm basically done, but again, watch that word praise, because it's going to change in the photos at the end. So I'm just real slow. I wanted to show you the whole page. And I'm going to actually tilt it a little bit so that you can see the dimension on the page. It's not flat by any means, but you can also see the sparkle as well of the gold around the page. And that is it. Again, watch the word praise, because as you can see right here, it is now gold. So I hope that you enjoyed this. And this was actually in response to a challenge over on His Kingdom Come. So definitely go check it out on Facebook and on their website. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.